Hey guys, this is gonna be our first pilot episode. We still don't know what type of podcast we're gonna be doing, but we're just gonna throw a bunch of random topics up on today's. Just started off. My name is Gustavo.
My name is Mark, but you can call me Marcos for short.
My name is Henson Valentine.
All right, and I guess today's topic, we're just gonna kick it off by talking about social media, Instagram in general, and our thoughts about how it changes us, and just our views about it and as a whole. So who wants to start it off?
You go first.
Alright, so let's talk about Instagram.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Instagram? What influence did it have on you?
Honestly, I see Instagram kind of as a big dating profile.
As a dating profile?
Yeah.
Not as a marketing tool.
Also as a marketing tool.
Yeah.
But I personally use it more as a marketing tool. I started my business off of it. And, I don't have a lot of followers. I don't have a lot of people that I, try to get at with it. I use them more just to grow my business. And I think we're at like 4,000 followers. I've been able to do that within a year. Which, it might not seem like a lot, but for me, it's a lot.
Yeah. I personally think about Instagram is that it should be used strictly for like professional use, like businesses, as like you mentioned, or even up to even dating. But there's many profiles on Instagram. They're just like posting all this dumb stuff that it's irrelevant for like the social media world, and I just think it's perfect for like professional use and everything like that.
I professionally slide into the DMs.
Well, that's on you.
Well, like
that's just my
thoughts,
personal take.
My thoughts on social media just in general is I don't really like it. Like I felt like in the beginning, like when I was younger, it was cool to see a lot of like funny pictures and memes and stuff. And right now how I see it is, yeah, I still like seeing that type of stuff, but I feel like social media has changed a lot where these companies are formatting it to where they don't want you to get off of it. Basically, they've added the vertical scrolling kind of real type videos. On at least YouTube, they have YouTube Shorts. Instagram, they got the Instagram Shorts, and they copied that off of TikTok, and people get addicted to that. I know a lot of people that are on social media all day. They can't put it down, just hours and hours. And for me, I personally think it's a waste of time. I've lived in it myself to 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Sometimes if I go overboard, I'm there on half an hour at most. But every time I do go on it, I try not to go towards content that just kind of funny or stuff like that. I try to go into more like a business side and where I can learn more off of Instagram.
Yeah. I had to get off Instagram for a long time because that algorithm, like as soon as you start liking a picture, or you like another picture, or you like some quotes, or you like something like funny story or something like that, or just even like a chick with some booty, it's gonna start showing you the same stuff over and over and over. So if you're on something negative, it's gonna post negative stuff, and you start going into like a, what do you call it? Like kind of like an
endless loop.
Yeah.
You never get out of it. You're just being fed the same content.
But it starts affecting your mind differently. Like
it
starts changing the way you think about the world, the way you think about stuff. And then they have all these filters and stuff on there too. So when you're taking pictures, you start looking at yourself a little bit different. Like they have the filters that make you look better. They have some that make you look skinnier. Your face looks skinnier. It kind of changes the way you look.
Different facial structures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I meant by earlier, when it comes to dating.
Body dysmorphia, for some people, where it causes same thing with dating. Like it's you on a date with somebody on there, they don't look like their profile picture. Notice that?
Yeah, a lot of times, they're catfishing people on there.
Yeah, you can't fool people.
But it also makes people less confident, like in the real world. They feel like they need to go onto social media in order to get attention. Like they want their attention online instead of it being in person.
Okay.
Men and women.
Well, which is a negative thing, by the way, because people are just relying.
I had to get off social media, or just Instagram for a
Oh.
while, just so I can,
How long did you take your break for?
Probably about 3. I want to say 2 months.
When was this? Like, was it recently or was this a while ago?
It was recently, probably I want to say 3, maybe about 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago.
That you just started getting back onto it?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
even now I don't get on it as much. I'll get on it for maybe 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Okay.
But I realized ever since I stopped, everything I look at, I see the world different, in a better light.
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you right now. Like, how do you feel about it right now? Like, after you taking your break? Because I took a break a while ago, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
after you took your break, did you feel that your life changed a lot? Did you feel like you thought, stuff a lot more differently now? Or are you still, you got back on it and now you're still being fed the same thing? You don't want to go back to your old ways.
Well, I make real world connections now, and those are a lot more fulfilling than just like an online, like than strangers, like just talking to strangers online.
So you're out now just talking to people in real life rather than staying online?
Yeah. And then experiencing real world stuff, like, okay, like if you go on like Instagram or Snapchat or something like that, you see people going into these like beautiful places, all these experiences and stuff like that. Yeah, it looks fun, but after a while you're like, how come I don't do that? Like I should be doing that. Basically you're not living through somebody else. It's better to just go experience it. And then when you're in the moment, you don't have to take like Snapchats of it or like videos of it, just kind of show off or whatever. It's better just to experience it and remember it.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment.
And then once you enjoy those moments, because then it's like later on you take a picture of something, a video of somewhere you're at, like something like really nice, something you're proud of, so something you're proud of, like you eat at like let's say you go to a 5-star hotel, you get to experience everything there. But if you're shooting videos, you get a lot of people who become jealous or like become kind of envious. Or it starts to ruin relationships or friendships because they're like, how come I wasn't invited or something weird.
Yeah.
Or it's like, it also, like, if you don't get as many likes as you think you would, then you start to feel like,
so that actually just changed right now.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen that on Instagram. You could post now you could change your settings, to where you can't even see how many likes you get. So when you're scrolling down on pictures, before you can see like, okay, let's say they got 1 million likes, 10,000 likes, but now they can do it to where you can't even see how many is someone getting. And I feel like that is a good thing. But I remember before, I know a lot of people, if they posted a picture and they didn't get a certain amount of likes within a certain amount of time, they'll go ahead and delete the picture. They'll probably say...
But that usually sends people into a downward spiral. Like, I've seen people just on their phone all day, and their mood changes like after like a few minutes of just being online. You can see it in their face, their actions, whatever. So like, using it as a marketing tool is great. It's awesome.
I mean, so many people depend on Instagram as a lifestyle. Like, so many people just live for Instagram. Like, it's not really a good thing at all, because sometimes you just gotta live out your life outside of the social media world, because it can be very harmful for your brain. Just depending on that all the time, and just like that, you just gotta go out, explore the world. It's just plus not everything on social media is real as well, because some people can just fake this lifestyle, but in reality they're living something completely different.
But but it's also not entirely bad. Like during like COVID and stuff like that, like there's so many people
it's a good thing.
So like you make connections, you meet people, you get to talk to people, get to know people, understand people, find people going through similar things. It's like a way to connect, but the negative parts is kind of what makes it like harmful. So it's like in moderation, it's good.
Yeah, in moderation it's always good, but that's true for anything, But like bringing back the COVID topic, I feel like social media was really good for us to still be able to connect with our friends and see what was going on, because we weren't always together. Everyone had to go into lockdown and whatnot. We still wanted to connect with our friends. We still wanted to see what was going on, catch up with them and whatnot, because we couldn't hang out. So social media was super good for us in that time. But just for me personally, like I personally used COVID, just to learn more. I took that as an advantage to not really, focus on staying a lot of time in there. Like I was stuck inside, just like all of us, we couldn't go out, we couldn't do much. But I used that as a learning opportunity. Yes, I was on Instagram, but I was looking more on kind of like motivational stuff, entrepreneurial things on there, which is what I love to do. I've been able to change my feed and the algorithm to feed me stuff like that, which is very good. I find that it motivates me and it helps me a lot more rather than the stuff beforehand.
That's what I was going to say too. After I took that break, when I got back, I just started liking stuff that I knew, because my mind, like my mindset had changed from where it was at. Like in a negative, it was like negative before I got off of it, and it became a lot more positive. So I just started liking the positive stuff. Started ignoring like any of like the negative stuff, like quotes or like weird things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like eventually the algorithm started changing to more positive stuff. So whenever I'm on there, I'm just like, oh, cool, a video I can learn something from.
Yeah, I took a break just from all social media for a while. This was like in the beginning of the pandemic. I took a break for a while. I think it was like 5 or 6 months where I still had the apps, but I wasn't like posting as much no more. You know, I wasn't really on it. Because before, you know, I'm not going to lie, I would post every single thing. I was one of those people that would try to, you know, just put everything that's going on, you know. So instead of actually enjoying the moment, I was just making sure that everyone else saw what was going on.
Yeah.
But then I learned that, you know, it didn't really make me happy. And, you know, I was missing out on a lot of things. Like, let's say something was happening in front of me. And rather than me looking at it with my own eyes, I was seeing it through a lens, you know, through the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't able to experience the actual feeling of it. I was only able to live it out later on when I was able to rewatch it.
Yeah.
And now that I've changed everything, you know, I'm not posting as much no more. You know, I still post things here and there, but I've cut it down by like 80-90% of what it was before.
Mm-hmm.
And my break, it really helped me a lot because I was building my business and I had to stay focused. Like before, I would be on social media for hours and hours on end. Instagram, I would be on it forever. I'd wake up, you know, I'd be on my phone on Instagram specifically for like 1 or 2 hours a day, just scrolling through it. And before that, I was super motivated. I was getting up early because I was working. But since I didn't have a job, since, you know, I really wasn't going to school, I found that, you know, I was being sluggish. I didn't like how I was going. You know, I was being more tired, more lazy. And once I got out of that phase of it, you know, I was able to put it down. And when I came back, I've had a lot more energy.
You lose a lot of focus too, because when you're on like Instagram or what's the other one, TikTok. You're on TikTok.
I never had a TikTok.
I've never had it, but or actually I do have one, but I've only been on it like a few moments, like, you know, check out a few videos and then I stop. But like those things like do set like a, you know, do give you a little rush. You know, they're like a 10 minutes, 10 seconds or whatever. You see something that affects your mood, you know, positive, negatively, but you know, you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. By the time, you know, you just like a bunch of time, like you've wasted time. And then not only that, like once you start like making it a habit, when you're trying to work, you're trying to do something, automatically you just pick up your phone and start going through it again, and then you start wasting time, and then you realize, oh shoot, like I gotta
like look at all this time I wasted just by looking at
like
my phone.
when you go on something and you're watching stuff just immediately, and just like I was saying, just vertical scrolling, it's allowed that where you don't even know what's going on, you don't even know what time it is. You know, when you see like 15, 20, 30 minutes has passed by and you had actual things that you wanted to get done, but now
by that
it's
time,
too late.
You just
and then
choose
you're
not to
tired
do it.
and get sluggish, you know. By the end of it, you're just like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't do this anymore.
It's just hard. Like going back to TikTok, I never had a TikTok, and the only reason I chose not to is because I saw everyone that just couldn't get off of it. Just the way that the app was designed, it was just a downward spiral. You know, it was never ending. Like on Instagram before, you know, on other social media before, you know, it always ends. You know, if people didn't post anymore, there was at the bottom where, okay, you've reached all the posts for today. Okay, you know, there was an end point. But now the apps are designed in a way where it's always just gonna feed
Instagram
you content that you don't even follow. Yeah,
Instagram
and I've seen
that
that a lot.
You look at like a picture or a video and you scroll, and then it hits another video, and then it hits another video, and it just keeps doing that endless scroll.
That's the thing. The endless scrolling is what I'm saying is when you lose so much time. Because even when I'm on it just for like 15, 20 minutes on a day in total, like I didn't even want to be on there that long, but I kept on being fed the content that I want to be fed, and I had to get my own self-control and get off of the app, because if not, I would have been on there. Like I've had to build a lot of self-control.
There's actually an I forgot what it's called. There's a name for it. Being addicted to your cell phone, like your cellular phone.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody wants to look it up. I don't have my cell phone on me.
We know what it is. We know what it is.
Yeah,
and
it
just
actually
don't know what to call it.
It actually causes withdrawals, like in people.
Oh yeah,
like
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen people when you take their phone away.
You get dopamine when you're watching videos, like when you see a puppy or a cat.
Or you just get very excited.
Cat, you know, like, oh, that's cute. You get a little dopamine.
I've seen people when you take their phone away, They get so mad at you.
You're like, give me my phone back. Give me my phone back.
Well, you know, it's like some of it's private, but a lot of the times it's like, I don't know. Yeah, they need their phone. People need
they
their
can't
phone.
live without it.
Or they forget their phone at home.
They get this huge anxiety attack that I need my phone. Without it, I just can't go on with my day.
Yeah. People take it to the bathroom. They're in there.
I mean,
scrolling.
People take it even to showers too.
Like,
they just
get
shower.
out of the bathroom. Like, I'm
yeah.
trying to get
I mean that too, but I think there's people out there that when they shower, they have their phone. They just scroll through social media while they're just.
Oh yeah, they have those things now. They have like cases.
There's cases where you can. Yeah, there's those little cases that you can put inside your phone or tablet. You can just like
just watch video while you're in the shower.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's huge consumption of time, and just imagine just like all that.
But imagine that. But imagine like every person you know on those social media apps. Like I can't even think of anybody who's not on it. My grandma's on it. My grandpa's on it.
Everyone's on it. It's
and you know what? They end up
like,
on that endless scroll too. They're on there just scrolling.
I mean, we just involved.
My grandma's like, "Yo, who's this lady?" I'm like, "I don't even know her." That's
like, who's that? It's my neighbor. Probably haven't seen her yet. But
like, who's this? I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like, that's some random lady jumping off something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I personally just don't like it. Like, me personally, I spend a lot more time on YouTube, and I'm not gonna lie, I love YouTube. I have the YouTube Red, which is where you don't have any ads, but I'm not on YouTube watching random videos. Watching other vlog channels right now. I'm always using it as a learning experience. Like, since I'm running the business, sometimes I don't know about something. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. So I look it up. I like to look at tutorials. I like to watch documentaries. I like to learn more about investing and what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
So I'm always on YouTube, but I use it more for an educational point of view. Since I didn't finish school, I still want to learn it somewhere else. And I feel like one YouTube video isn't going to teach you everything. I'm not going to say that YouTube is the number one source to find content, to find anything that you want to learn. I do my own due diligence and my own research. Apart from YouTube, I watch many videos, and then I'm doing outside research to be able to learn a topic and to be able to master that topic. Like when I was learning how to invest, what I did in the beginning was I was like, okay, I'm going to go watch YouTube because there was tutorials on there. I watched YouTube and I found a channel that said, oh, put your money into this stock. Me blindly going into it, I put $1,000 into it, and I was only 18 years old at this time. So I lost that $1,000 the next day. Not the next day, but within like a week or two.
Short period of time.
Yeah, in a short period of time. And I was like, what happened? That video told me, do this, do that. So that discouraged me from investing. So the only way I came back was after. I was like, okay, I'm going to give it another shot. I was watching one video, then 2 videos, 3 videos. I was like, okay, he said that company. Let me see what other people are saying about that company. Then I found all this negative stuff, all this positive stuff. And at the end of it, after watching so many, I ultimately came to the decision where that's something I would have never invested in if I would have just taken the time to learn more about it.
So you're saying that YouTube is a good platform for, for learning.
I love YouTube for learning.
Aside from and then Instagram is a lot better for, kind of putting yourself out there in a business perspective.
Yeah. So I personally think
good if you just want to show people.
Or just entertainment purposes.
Like if you want to show people you can dance, TikTok's one.
I personally wouldn't like to see it if I can like people dancing. I find that a waste of my time. You
don't like those moves?
It's not that I don't like them, but it's just so repetitive.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna go, I'm not gonna spend my time watching that.
That's more tailored towards kids.
Young teens,
and it's kind of setting them up for like the addiction to social media later.
I mean, it also
thinking they can become a star, or like, they're gonna get attention-seeking behaviors.
Yeah.
Which is kind of something that I see now, like in the younger generations.
It also depends. Also that depending what you watch most of the time on TikTok, it just recommends mostly that category. So you just gotta like look for what you like.
Another study too, because I'll be reading studies and like random stuff.
That's good.
Study from where?
It was from some university that they were doing on TikTok, and
DeMarcus University.
The thing kind of like went out, but they went into like they did a study on like how TikTok affects people. How it affects people in their mind state, and they actually had one study where they had people looking at stuff where they were talking about people who were depressed and like, you know, all this stuff, and you know, people talking about depression, and then those kids that were watching that started getting depression, you know. So it's like, and then the people who were watching happy stuff were like just a little bit more happy.
Yeah, sometimes
so, I forgot how the study went, but you can Google it, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes with that type of things, like I find like, because I know Instagram, you know, they've been sued, you know, many times for, you know, feeding this type of content for younger generation. You know,
and it's detrimental too to society, because these kids end up growing up and not knowing how to treat others. They become more selfish or narcissistic. You know, they don't open the door for old ladies or whatever.
Well, just as far as it goes, like, so, you know, when you sign up for Instagram, you know, you're supposed to be 13 or older, you know, that's what it says in the terms and agreements. But everyone that signs up for it, you know, they're only like, you know, they're much more younger than that now.
Yeah, I think a very young audience of like even up to 7-year-olds sign up for it.
I think that should fall on the parents, but even the parents a lot of them are like, oh, my kid is built for TikTok, is built for YouTube, is built for
like,
but
my kid.
But like, the parents these days, the ones that know about that stuff, they're in like their 30s and 40s. They're younger, so technology came around their time.
Yeah, they came
so
around
they're
my
like,
era.
oh, it wouldn't hurt them. So, you know, let's just give them, you know, my kid an iPad. You know, let's, you know,
something I never had when I was raised.
I never had
like all these studies, like all the studies, like on social media and all this stuff. All this stuff has come out, but nobody takes the time to read them and how detrimental it is to society, and how eventually it's kind of like weed right now, or like mushrooms, or like any other, like, you know, drug that's coming out or whatever that's new. They need time to study, you know, before they figure out how it's going to affect people, but it takes time. So like all the stuff that's going, like cigarettes have been around forever, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
nicotine, people know what it causes. It causes cancer, it causes, you know, problems with your brain, it causes problems with your lungs, everything, right?
The majority of the times, like
so like
big $billion companies, they only care about the profits of their products rather than just like seeing like the harmful of these.
Yeah, so all the stuff that they have, like the social media stuff, like, and like, you know, all that stuff is just to test out how it affects people. You know, like how it changes people's way of thinking, all that stuff, and they're just basically, nobody knows yet what it's gonna come out to.
Well, as far as Juul goes, you know, Juul just got, what, did they get banned, or they can't sell their flavored nicotine pods, something like that?
I haven't seen Juuls in a while.
So the thing with Juul is they're not allowed to do that no more. But if you go back on their social media, they were advertising, you know, bubblegum flavors and, you know, flavoring that is attracted more to a younger audience.
Yeah.
And, you know, that caused an addiction for so many young people, because instead of having,
and like, even the videos on social media, they had social media
that's
YouTube
what I mean,
of kids, of adults, or like, you know, people who could have, you know, who can smoke or whatever.
Yeah.
Making cool tricks or whatever.
That's the thing. The reason Juul was made in the first place was an alternative to smoking. You know, something, you know, a healthier way.
Yeah.
But
turns out it's way worse. It's way worse than cigarettes. What caught on though was a younger audience decided, oh, this is cool, you know, a pod, let's smoke it, you know. And so many young individuals got onto that and got addicted from it. So Juul got sued, and now they're in a whole legal battle right now. You know, they've been banned. You know, the FDA banned their flavoring and whatnot. They can only stay to like menthol, I think. Is that it?
To menthol? Yeah. Well, they're doing that with a lot of flavors too. Even
yeah, but I'm just using Juul as an example.
Yeah. This podcast brought to you by what do you call it?
By Juul Palting Corporation.
Yeah, but I just feel like there's so many things that, like, just going back to Instagram, I feel like Instagram should be used more on like a marketing and business standpoint of view. Just because I'm older, you know.
Also, like you mentioned, dating as well too. I mean, it's like a modern dating profile.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, but it's more of a fronting thing. You know, you front on social media.
I mean, that's lots of cases with most people.
But you see them in person, you're just like, oh damn.
Well, I mean, there's even people that won't even talk to you unless you have a verified account with them. That little check on Instagram. There's lots of people that.
Oh, that's definitely a status symbol.
Yeah,
the verified is a status symbol.
Yeah, it's a status symbol. I mean, let's just say you want to approach someone through, like, trying to, like, shoot your shot with someone on your DMs. Majority of the time, they either won't respond to you. I think they only respond to you if you have a status, like a verified account. That's what people love to see these days. Like, people love to, like, look up to people with, like, verified accounts and
not
all
just
that.
they check your views.
Yeah, they check
everything
not
about
your views.
you.
They check how many people follow you, and it's like that's kind of weird.
Well, right now it's like Instagram is like a modern dating app.
Oh, yeah,
you know, it's not like Tinder where you're swiping right. You know, you or anyone has Instagram. You know, they only put the best pictures they have. You know, they edit it. You know, they only put their best content out there. They're not gonna show like the bad, the ugly. You know, they're only gonna show the good, and that's what I mean. Like, it's a dating profile now because you're showing only your best stuff. If you're just feeding people that content and you're not showing them, you know, stuff that's going like bad, you know, because we're only seeing like the good stuff, you know, we're not seeing if you're going through something, you know, we're not seeing, you know, how your mental health is, because a lot of people that are posting these days, you know, just because they look like they're having the best time of their lives online doesn't actually mean that in person.
Exactly.
Well, they're living their life through a lens. The same thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
Living their life in Wonderland.
Yeah, they're like, well, I got all these followers, but like, without the followers, how are they gonna feel?
No, like, I got all these followers, but I don't even know any of them.
That's the thing.
I don't know any of them.
It's
like
an empty, what do you call it?
Let's just say you're at your worst part of life, and let's just say you need someone to talk to.
Those people
who are you gonna talk to? They're only following you just because of the content that you post.
Like, yeah,
you really don't have anyone to like.
Once you start going downhill, those people are gonna be like, oh, they're gonna enjoy the show. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, let's see what's wrong with this guy.
Yeah, they're still gonna follow you, or they end up unfollowing you at the end.
Yeah.
Me personally, I only follow people that I know.
Yes.
If I don't know you, I don't follow you.
I don't follow any celebrities at all.
Yeah, because I remember before I, you know, basically cleared my stuff.
I want to know when the new music is coming out.
Well, I'm not following like fit chicks or stuff like that, you know, girls that are post stuff like that. Like, I follow like my friends, you know, people that I know, you know, people that I'm close with. You know, I follow like a lot of businesses too because I like to see what they're doing. But I went through a whole thing where I just unfollowed so many people that weren't either that I didn't even know or weren't feeding me the content that I wanted to see.
Sometimes they weren't even following you back, but it doesn't really matter if they follow you back as long as they provide like something that can like a good impact. Yeah, a good impact in your life.
So how do you guys? So how do you guys feel about?
Well, I mean, for me, just to summarize all of this, use Instagram with precise. Just use it with caution. That's
not
all.
just Instagram. I'd probably say
social media. Yeah, just
make sure you take some breaks. You know,
take some breaks. Yeah, because it can be addicting and all that.
Yeah, I only brought up Instagram because that's the only one I have. Like, I don't have a Facebook. I have a Twitter, but I never.
I have a Facebook.
I don't have a TikTok.
Facebook got family drama. I'm just like, nah.
I mean, I have Facebook just for like personal friends and family, like, but I don't really use it that much.
I'm big on Instagram. That's the only one I've ever used.
Instagram.
But as far as everything goes, I've used it in so many ways. You know, as I've grown, like throughout the years, my account has also grown. You know, in the beginning, I was posting more childish things, and now I switch it over more to more a professional view. You know, I'm not out there. You know, because nowadays, when your social media is used when you want to get a job. Mm-hmm. You know, so now you only got to
look at that.
They look at it now.
They look at all your social media,
and they're seeing, is this the type of person that we want to bring into our workforce?
Yeah, and I don't think it's a good way to judge people.
It's not.
Yeah, because it's like not real life, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing,
like,
you know.
Status, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you're using it to, like, if an employer's looking at you, it's not the best way because it's kind of sneaking onto your personal life.
Yeah.
But like I was saying earlier, it doesn't show everything about you. Like, one person might just be posting this, but that's not how they actually are in real life. They're just trying to show that off for other people to see.
Yeah.
Just so people can get a good impression about them.
Yeah. And if they're doing something negative, but in reality they're not like that, they're just doing that, you know, for the views, for the money, the employer's not going to like it either way. But you can't stop it now because once you put something out online, you know, it's there. You know, even if you say, you know, you're going to delete it, if it's going to get deleted, you could only delete it so far. You know, you can't get rid of it entirely.
I mean, there's some people that actually like take screenshots and just remember it just like that.
Well, there's just so many
cases.
ways that people there's like creepy people out there. You know,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just gonna like screenshot your profile. You know, save a lot of stuff from your profile. You know, I'm not
There's
saying
a lot
like
of cyber
every
stalking too. And that
yeah,
causes
a lot of people be
big
using it for
issues.
stalking too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of girlfriends be stalking their boyfriends, being like, "Yo, who's
Or
this
even
bitch?
exes,
Who's this
too.
bitch?"
Even the exes too. Like,
Even exes too. Yeah.
Like once you break up, there's always like this one random account they be checking on your stories, and they be checking out your story. I'm like, who is this person that's following me? I've never heard of. And anything that you post, it's always likes or even just views. That's all. Like, who's this person? Yeah.
Yeah, no, Instagram like
You can use it
It
for
could
many
cause-
things. You can use it for many
It could be
things.
dangerous or it could be positive.
I mean,
just
yeah, there's
you just have to always be
Dangerous,
cautious
too.
with it. That's it.
Moderation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous too as well.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna end this podcast with
I mean, I guess that's the end of episode
Yeah.
number 1. You know, let
Pilot.
us know. Let us
Pilot.
know what you want us to talk about for the next one. You know,
Um,
comment down below.
our makeup lady is here.
No, me van a pagar.
She will be featured in the next video. Just let us know what you guys want to see next. Checking out comments. Yeah.
All right, then.
guys.
Peace out, you
Peace.
guys.